folks, horse racing. When I say horse racing, it's the horse racing community on here I'd like to address, if you don't mind. Put a video out 15 minutes ago. You may or may not have seen it. Many of the horse racing folk only listen to the horse racing side of things, and that's fine. That's your want. That's no problem at all. But I did a video earlier, just a quick message to those that don't watch the horse racing but that follow the channel. This is to those of you that are primarily horse racing. And all it was saying was, and it's very quick this, I promise you, all it was basically saying was, the channel at the moment's struggling, it's really, really slow, it's slowed down, but that's life, that's no problem. A lot of that's down to the trouble I had with the strikes, the time I had off because of the strikes, and also my lack of output over the last few weeks. I said to many of you on here, I think it was Friday or Saturday, I'm not so sure, that my daughter had just was ready to have a baby. She's since had the baby. She had an emergency cesarean on the Friday night. Things weren't looking great. She was fine. Baby took a turn for the worse over the weekend, but looks like now out of the woods. Everything's nice and bonny. I've spent time with the family. I've had family issues and I've also had work. And for that reason, and also because there's not been much to talk about, I've not put as much out on here. But as I said, the channel has gone in a downward spiral really just since the strikes and the problems we've had with them. I'm getting less eyes even on the horse racing side, but a lot of that is down to the strikes and the fact that I was away a while. And I think also from the horse racing side is I think people liked it more when we had people to have a go at and people to call them, we're all part of it. Now, as you know, I can't call those folk, and as it turns out, now I can't call them, they've virtually all gone anyway. I'm sure they'll come back, but at the moment they're all gone. No loss there. I am doing things with the channel, as I've said, over the last few weeks. I'm going to get a different home for it. I'm going to be somewhere else with a bit of a backdrop. I've got some ideas for the channel that'll grow it. Either they'll come into fruition either just before Christmas, maybe during, or possibly now in January. But I've got ideas which will grow the channel, and I'm sure they will. But it's just basically saying that at the moment, just for the day or so, it's been quiet and I'm apologising. I'm apologising. I mean, like today, I've worked today till late after dinner time. I've been to see the daughter today. She's in hospital like 30 mile away. I've just got home from that. Now, my lad's been in America for 7 weeks with work. He came home last week. I actually picked him home from the airport. Her indoors hasn't even seen him yet. She's been away for 4 days. She's just got back into the country on Monday. He was coming here Monday with his girlfriend to visit, and in the end we couldn't take that visit because her indoors had to go and visit the daughter because her indoors had been away. She'd not seen the baby. He also went with his girlfriend to see the baby, so they put it off and decided to come tonight. I'm going to get something to eat shortly, and then he's coming in the next hour and a half, so I'm going to be tied up tonight. To that end, I might not get a scores on the doors out today. I've not had a chance to see what anyone's picked. I've not done anything. I might have a look later on, and I might get it out later on. I might have a look later on and get it out tomorrow, so there'll be 2 scores on the doors tomorrow. I don't know. From tomorrow, I'll be almost back to normal. My daughter should be out of hospital either tomorrow or Friday. I think it'll be Friday. I hope it's Friday. She wants to come out tomorrow. I hope it's Friday. Some from Friday things will have levelled off. But I'm not getting much out there, and I do apologise. But it will pick up. It really, really will. I've got one thing to ask whilst I'm on. You know, as I say, scores on the doors will be tonight or tomorrow. But I've got one favour to ask for those that see this message. I'm also going to mention it on one of the scores on the doors maybe tomorrow. And when the vest does comes to fruition on Saturday, I'm going to mention it on the vests. I'm gutted really that the views are down and that the subbies coming on have really, really slowed up. But that's life. I can cope with that. I believe I can turn it round. But my biggest disappointment of the last 4 or 5 weeks is this. This channel, when it started off 2 and a bit years ago now, it was mainly on the back of me knocking folk. Not for the sake of it, but knocking folk that I thought were robbing a living. They could be entertainment, film, music, any kind of media, sport, politics, anything. If they were crap at the job and earning a fortune, I've always hated them kind of folk. And I talk about them and I give you my views on them. Especially these that have got 4 or 5 jobs on the TV and they've no talent at all. It does me nothing. And I still carry on doing a lot of that, knocking folk that I think are crap. From time to time, I praise people that deserve praise, people that have, that are brilliant at what they do, or that have gone out of the way for others. I love hearing anything like that. But the negative videos far outweigh the positive, because I think there's a lot more people robbing folk and stealing a living than those that deserve to be talked up. However, I did a video 2 days ago, you may or may not have seen it, on Ricky Hatton. You may or may not like him, that's fine. We know it's sad that he died young and we know the circumstances are awful. But I came across a story on Sunday from a friend of mine, a story I'd never heard before, and I think I aired it on Monday on the channel. It's been seen about 70 times up to now, and I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. Not for me at all. If it gets watched by 1,000 people, I might make £4. So it's not been put out for the money. But I did a video on this story on Ricky Hatton, a true story. And it shows Ricky Hatton in an absolutely fantastic light. We've always heard he's a man of the people. We've always heard he just feels like one of us and was never the big I am, never the big superstar. He got down and dirty with his public. He was a nice guy. We've always heard that. But this story takes it to another level. I heard something on Sunday and I thought, I don't know of anybody that's well known, that's supposed to be any kind of personality, that matches what Ricky Hatton did for a mate of mine a few years ago. I couldn't believe it. And I thought, I've got to tell folk. And as I say, about 70 have seen it and I'm gutted. I wish it'd have been 1,000 or a couple of thousand. I wish 1,000 would see it quickly, because then YouTube would push it to a lot more. And folk deserve to know about the kind of person that Ricky Hatton was, just based on this one story. This couldn't be, it might be a one-off as a story, but this just tells you how great a guy he must have been. Because a guy playing at being nice or pretending to be nice would not have done what Ricky Hatton did for this mate of mine, and did it unannounced. Did it, not saying, by the way, I'm Ricky Hatton, but here, there's something for a fella I was out with last night. Just a fantastic story. Fantastic. So, if you don't mind, folks, and you see this video and you've not seen the Ricky Hatton video, I did one when he died. It's not that one. It's one from 2 days ago. It came out on Monday. I'd love people to see it, and if you want to, if you can, share it. If you'd any of the folk that I've got the racing tipster lines, the free boys who will get on with, I don't know how to share things and stuff, but if any of you can run it on your channels for your watchers, I'd love it. I'd love it if more people could see it. I just think, I say, not for me. If 1,000 see it, I probably won't get £4. I might get £2. So £2, £4, it means nothing to me. It really doesn't. It's just that I think folk deserve to know about how people at the top of the profession, people that many of us worship, people that many of us look up to and know, how the odd one of them can be sort of so far better than the rest. It's unbelievable. It's untrue. It really is. I mourn his passing even more now after hearing this story. I really do. What a lovely, lovely fella. Go and listen to the video. I could tell it on here, but there's no point, Go and listen to the video, and hopefully with your help, more people on YouTube might see it. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Right, I'll love you and leave you. You might get Scores on the Dose tonight. You might get it tomorrow. There might be a double dose tomorrow. I don't know. But if Scores on the Dose doesn't come out and you want to see more of my ugly mug, Ricky Hatton's the place to find it. Okay, folks. See you all later.